and not feelings. No feelings involved at all. We deal mainly in the facts and not your feelings. So if you feel that some of these topics I'm going to be discussing on this show, on future shows, or whatever the case is, if your feelings is going to get involved, I advise you not to tune in. I would not be coddling any of the relationship stuff here. Relationships is all over the place. The game is all messed up, and I will not be adding on to that. Just want to make that clear. Also, if you plan on coming to discuss your opinion on the show, I ask one thing, especially if we're doing it via Zoom, your camera must be on. The people must be able to see you and see what you look like, and it makes for better conversation. I want people to see who I'm talking to, because people draw all types of conclusions. Oh, how can this person say this and they look like that, and he's bugging or she's bugging, whatever the case may be. So those are basically the ground rules. So let me just make sure everything is working as designed, because this stuff can get very, very, very tricky at times. Yeah, let me just make sure, because things can get very tricky at times. Oh, once again, if you're watching the show, please share out the show. This is a new platform. So we're trying to get as many followers and viewers as possible to have these very, very important discussions. So first thing I want to discuss, what is an option? An option is a thing that is or may be chosen. A thing that is or may be chosen. That doesn't mean if you have an option that it will be chosen, but you have the option to choose whatever the option may be. So earlier today on my Facebook page, someone commented and said, married men do not have options. It's totally false, totally untrue. Married men, make sure that, married men do have options. Now, if they choose to act on those options or not, that's a different story. But married men do have options. Now let's discuss the type of options that differ from a man and woman. Not saying that we can't all have the same options, but when we're talking about relationships, it's without a doubt that men have the option to choose who they are going to marry. This is non-debatable. And like I said, if you want to debate it, come on the show. You can debate it live with me. Men have the option on who they choose to marry. Women have the option on who they choose to have sexual relations with. Not saying that a man don't, but a woman ultimately hold that decision. And when it comes to commitment and marriage, the man ultimately holds that decision. Now, somebody tried to bring up the argument earlier today to say, well, the man proposed to the woman and it's up to the woman to say yes. That's not an option for the woman to say yes unless she have 3 or 4 other guys at the same time saying that she wants to propose, or I mean that she's having an option to propose to that particular person. Hold on one second. Let me see. Just ran in the house. Wait, hold on, because it's picking up your audio. Give me 1 second. Okay, let me mute you real quick. Yeah, so the woman don't have an option to say yes. She has a choice to say yes. There is a difference between option and choice when it comes to that subject. There's a difference between having an option and having a choice. Now, we do have a guest. She is queued up. Bonique, I need you to put your camera on. please put on your camera so the people can see who I'm talking to or whatever the case may be. And we're going to discuss this options thing, the difference between men options and women options. I don't think that she agreed with me, so this should be a good conversation. Let me see. Let me get her on real quick. Let me get her to unmute. Hey, Bonique, I can't see you.
I can see me. You can't see me?
I can't see you.
It says stop video, mute, share screen, participants, more. Let's see. I don't know. Visual background, raise hand.
Did you start your camera? Let me see. Start. Yeah. I don't know why I can't see you.
Because it said using video, and I said yes.
You know what? Come back out and come back in, and let's see if it makes a difference.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, so we're going to wait for her to get her camera situated. I want you guys to see who I'm talking to. And like I said, if anyone else want to get on and discuss this options topic, I think that it would be a good idea and make for good adult conversation so we can understand what's going on. All right, let me try again to get her on. Connecting the audio and can't hear you. All right, I see your audio. Let me see if I could get you to start your
because it asks you when you first launch, you want to use video, and I said yes.
Yeah, I don't know why it don't allow me to. I see a picture of you now. Now, where's the video? I don't know what you did, but it showed the picture of you.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Do that again. You got to get her to start her camera. Once she start her camera, we will be good. All right, I see your picture again.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand because I would see my picture too. But I see
you don't see no video?
You know what it might be? It's because the link that you sent me, let me copy the link and put it in my browser.
All right, try that.
All right.
So yeah, we go wait for her to get on. We go have this very important. She's very vocal too. She's been up under those comments. So I had to get her on, and she was saying a lot today. So we're going to see what's happening. Let me see what's going on with you guys. Like I said, if you just tuning in, I need you guys to share out this live. We're going to get her back on. Let me see. Let me try that now. See if that works. Let me see if she get her camera on this time. She can't hear me yet. All right, you're connected to audio. It's still not working. I still don't see your camera.
That's so weird. Hold on. You know
what happened? I don't know. Her audio dropped out now. All right, let her try again. Let's see. There you go. I see you now. I see you now.
You see me?
I see you now. Yeah.
Okay. I had to update my Zoom.
You had to update your Zoom. All right. So let me speaker view. Okay. Let me pin you real quick. All right, let me just put this on my screen now. I don't know where you went now. Like, what the hell going on here? Gallery view. All right, I see you now.
Okay. I'm like, what's up with the technical difficulties?
I see you now. Let me get you on this camera.
Okay. Tag, I'm feeling like, oh, I need to change my shirt.
Wow.
That's all right. I didn't believe I'm looking like this all day today. Shit.
All right, let me hook you up right now. Matter of fact, I could just make you bigger. All right, so look, what you got on the topic?
Well, you know, Tramel, you such a troublemaker. You be asking these questions that's supposed to be so in depth, but sometimes I feel like you're a little confused with your own questions.
You think so?
An option and a choice is the same thing.
You think so?
Like options are choices.
No, they not.
Because you have your pick of whatever you like.
No, they not. It's two totally different. It's two totally definitions.
Two totally different definitions. All right. Listen, I'm always in a mood to be schooled.
All right.
Period.
You on your phone right now? Do you have another phone that you could read the definitions yourself? I mean, I
got another phone. I don't know if it's charged though. I don't think it's charged.
All right. I'm gonna tell you the difference between the two. So an option, like I said earlier in the show, is a thing that is or may not be chosen. A choice is an act of selecting or making a decision when faced with two or more possibilities, right? So now there's a choice between good and evil. Now the difference between choice and option altogether is choice is an opportunity to select something or choose from an option. You choose from an option when you have a choice.
Okay, choose from an option. Okay.
All right.
So to me, it's all right.
They're not the same. So
okay.
I'm not confusing nobody.
Right, so,
they're not the same.
All right. No, it's cool. It's cool. So let's get back to the actual question, because you made this question seem like it was only relevant to women, where women become, how was the wording? We're intimidated.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You confused.
That was the question.
I mean, first, I did not write that post. Someone submitted that question in.
Right. But you agree with it.
I didn't agree.
You didn't agree with it?
I mean, and not. I mean, I didn't have no. I defended it, but that don't mean that I really agreed with it. I could have argued both sides, but I just decided to choose the side that I chose.
Okay.
But I want to talk about what you said it was going to be juicy and all this other stuff about the options. I want to know, what options do you feel that women have when it comes to relationships?
Well, women most of the time have the better option, right? Now, I'm not talking about women with low self-esteem who feel like, whoever picks them. I'm not talking about that, because men and women suffer from low self-esteem. I'm talking about people who understand their value and their worth, know what they bring to the table. And yes, I do that for bring to the table. And know what they deserve because of what they put out, period. And that could go for both sexes. But I really do feel women have the better option selection.
Well, let me ask you a question. Who you feel have the option to get married?
Women.
Explain that.
Okay. Women definitely have the better options as far as marriage, because remember, even though men propose to a woman, it doesn't mean that they're going to accept the proposal. And just because a man asks them to marry them, like, it's just like, oh, well, no other man is asking me to marry him, so I guess I have to marry this man. No. And it takes it's a greater risk for a man to ask a woman, because ultimately, when a man asks a woman, in my opinion, he's giving of himself. A lot of men, they ain't willing to do all of that, so they not even gonna ask. So when a man does ask, he's taking the higher risk. But the woman definitely has the option to turn him down.
Well, let me ask you this.
That doesn't have to be the end all to either their relationship or anything.
Well, let me ask you this. But a woman
can definitely be like, no, I'm good.
Let me ask you this. Since you said that a man is putting himself out there basically when he proposed, don't you think that a man will propose if he know that the woman is going to say yes? Because let's think about this. How many women actually really say no? Now, there's statistics that say that women want to get married more than men. 59% of women want to get married versus 50% of men. So the odds of a woman actually saying no is slim compared to her is compared to her saying yes. So we don't want to deal. People want to have these arguments and deal with the minor part of it, because things could go. A lot of things could happen, but we talking about the majority of these situations. How do they play out? Right now, you was married before, right?
Right. Correct.
The guy who did you propose to him, or he proposed to you?
He proposed to me.
Okay. So he chose you. He chose to make you his wife.
Yes.
You didn't choose to make him your husband.
No.
No, right?
Mm-mm.
All right. So what is the argument?
Oh my God.
What is the
all right. I've been proposed to more than once.
Okay,
right?
Okay.
But I was only married one time. So I'm gonna really dig down, and I'm gonna tell some things that people probably not gonna say publicly. The first time I was asked to be married, I only said yes because I didn't want to embarrass him. So a lot of the times when these men do all these surprise proposals to these women, they do it maybe because maybe, they know that, oh my God, she's going to leave me. I got to do something, right? And they'll come up with these stupid ideas to do a public engagement, because they like, in their minds, how can she turn me down in front of her friends and family? She's not going to make us look stupid, because a lot of women, we are not going to make our relationship look stupid in front of our friends and family, right? Because we always want to hold up this great idea that me and this person who I'm gallivanting because I showed him out, he knows everybody, that we are in a good space. And so at the time, I was proposed to at a party, and I was actually fuming on the inside, but I said yes. But the marriage never happened.
You took
the marriage never happened. And I know you also hear statistically, men will be engaged to women for years and never go through the actual marriage. So it's almost the same concept. And yes, there might be more of a percentage of women who want to get married, but look at the percentage of ratio between men and women. There's a lot more women out here in this world than there are men.
What does that mean?
What that means is you can't compare 2,000 women to 200 men who say, yes, I want to get married, versus the men saying, I want to get married.
I'm going to give you another argument outside of that right there, right? There's more black women graduating college than white men in the United States, right? There's more white men in the United States than black women. So what does that argument, what does the numbers mean?
For one, this is just me. I don't look at those statistical numbers because I believe that everything is always going to make an argument for whatever time selection is necessary.
No,
right?
This is recent. I'm not talking about the everything that I'm talking about now, that 59% of women who want to get married versus 50%, that's now. The statistics of black women graduating college at a higher rate than white men, that's now. We're not talking about the 1960s, 70s. We're talking about now.
I'm not talking about that either. So, like I said, to me, I feel like when you look at all of these statistical numbers are based on what's going on during the time, like what's popular and what's trending. So, of course, they're going to give you the trending facts for the season or for the time. And so they're going to make it look like, oh, my God, black women are winning, right? Compared to white men.
I mean,
it's trendy.
Data is data. Data is not trendy. Data is studied. Trendy is
Okay.
fast. Trendy is fast.
But who is studying this data?
It don't matter. Somebody studied it. Like
Okay.
we could make that argument about everything on earth. Who studied it?
Exactly. We can.
But we don't have nothing else to go to base it off of. So if someone took the time to study it, I'm not talking about you and I who don't have the resources to do these extensive studies, but we talking about people who pour money into these studies. We have to take their word for it until we get another study to debunk it. So we can do that with all.
And it's that part right there.
All right,
it's that part right there.
So let's get
because
back.
we are.
Let's get back.
Right. So let's not go back with that.
Let's get back to your situation.
Exactly. Let's get back to that.
Right. So you got married to, I mean, you accepted the proposal because you did not want to embarrass him.
Right.
That makes no sense.
Listen, but it's what happens. Let me say, Jamel, come on. Like let's keep it real and be 100, right? Now, and that happens a lot. I guarantee that happens a lot. I'm not the only woman who's done that. It happens a lot. Even if in hindsight, of course, you know, when you're talking outside of the situation, you be like, well, why did she do that if she didn't want to get married? No. We all do things based on the circumstances that are presented to us at the time, right? It was a party that I was given. I was the host, and now the host is being surprised. What was I gonna do? Ruin the whole party, make it the ooh and ah of what happened? Oh my God, Bo was proposing, and she said no. Like, come on. So based on the circumstances is why I gave my answer. And I feel like the person who did it because he knew I wasn't gonna embarrass us as a couple.
So what happened when you got home that night?
I don't even remember. This is so long ago.
Of course. So you remember saying yes when you didn't want to say yes, but you don't remember.
Of course you remember that.
Did you give
Come on.
him?
You always remember key details.
Did you give him the ring back?
Probably not.
Fellas, no. I need you guys to pay attention to what's going on right now. I really need you guys to pay attention to what's going on right now. But the fact of the matter is that he proposed to you. He chose you. Right? Now, when was your last relationship?
Too recent.
How recent?
A couple of months ago.
Is it done? What's the status of it?
Oh, no, it's done.
Now, let me ask you a question. If this guy would have proposed to you, would you have said yes?
During the time when things were amazing? Absolutely, yes.
And how long was this relationship for?
Well, it was a little toxic, so it was an on and off relationship, but when it was on, it was amazing.
For how long? Like, what was whether it was good or bad, what was the length of the relationship?
6 months.
6 months. Did y'all talk about marriage or anything like that?
Absolutely.
Any serious commitment?
Yes.
And who started the conversation?
He did. So
he was choosing you, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that he has the option. Have you have you ever in your years of dating started the marriage conversation like I want to marry you to a guy?
No.
Never. And if you think you would have started a conversation that you wanted to marry the guy, do you think you would have got married?
No.
Because you don't control that, right?
I don't. I don't control that.
All right. So I mean that's what I understand. That's why it's good for me to have these conversations in real time, because on Facebook you were saying that women control that aspect.
No, that's not what I was saying. You was talking about intimidation with choices. That's what you were talking about. That's what I was more so like. It's not that women are intimidated. It's that what you're not going to do is make me one of your options after you made a commitment to me.
But men have, but I all right, now
that's just blatant cheating.
Now I remember that's where this was. That's not. Because a man, a living person is always going to have an option. Just once again, the definition of an option is something that may or may not happen. Right?
Okay.
So let's just say your husband, you married, and a woman, your husband go out, and a woman approaches your husband and make her move, and she like, look, I want to take you home with me tonight, and he says, I'm married. Now, he has the option to act on that, but he didn't act on that.
So why would that make me intimidated?
No, but you saying you a lot of women like you were saying that your husband can't have options. I believe that I believe that married men have more options than single men. How many stories you hear of a man say, yo, I ain't been getting hit on this much until I started wearing a wedding ring?
I don't know about that, because I don't personally hit on men that I knowingly, if they're wearing a ring or not, are married. Because a lot of married men don't wear rings. So I really can't judge it based on that. And so if I'm out and about and a gentleman don't have a ring on and we're engaging in conversation and talking, and all of a sudden I find out he's married, I'm just bow out. Like, I'm not doing that. Him not wearing a ring is his choice, and that's between him and his wife, if that man ain't wearing a ring. So just because a man got a ring on, and I think honestly, like, sometimes I will wear the engagement ring to keep men from talking to me.
That's not gonna stop a man from talking to you.
This is true. I thought it would, but it doesn't work all the time. But like I said, it doesn't work all the time. Now, sometimes there are people who are respectable enough because they understand, like, how the laws work. How you get somebody is exactly how they gonna leave you. Period.
But sometimes
you understand that?
Sometimes the man don't want the woman. Sometimes he just want her for a night.
Right. Now, then that is blatant cheating. Like, just because that woman is a quote unquote option for him to go and experience, to have a sexual experience with, if that wasn't agreed upon between him and his wife, with all these polygamy relationships and open freestyle relationships that's going on nowadays, then he's cheating on her. Now, there are relationships that allow that fluidness to go on because they feel like, you know what, if he's going to do it anyway, at least I got the option of it being honest within our relationship. And so they allow him to have those type of choices made available to him. So I think there's a difference with that. Because remember, on both sides, and I have a lot of gentlemen who are attracted to me, but that doesn't mean that I'm attracted back to them. Does that make them my option?
Well, let me ask you this.
Only if I want to exchange in the entertaining with them, right? Like, I can have 10 men in front of me. They all be attracted to me, but there might only be 3 that I will give some energy to. Them other 7 don't mean a thing. They will never be an option for me, period. But the 3 that I would engage with, those would be my options.
Exactly. So if you're married, do you think that you would stop having options?
You should stop having options because once you made your choice, there's no longer any options.
Once again, the meaning of the definition of option is something that may or may not be chosen, right?
Okay, so you're using a word that can go on both sides, right? May or may not.
Yeah, but it's cheating. It's cheating when the person acts on that option.
Of course it is.
Yeah. So why can't a married woman or a married man have options?
Having options.
He don't have to do nothing. He don't have to do nothing to nurture those options. He could just
exactly
he could just be in shape.
Why is it?
He could just.
Why is it?
Yeah.
So why isn't it flipped for the woman to have options?
I never said a woman can't have options.
Right. And so, but you're making this very male based. Like, it's only allowed for men to have options, whereas women can't have options.
I never said that.
You don't have to say it, because based on the conversation, that's what you're implying, as if only women become intimidated when men have options, as if men don't become intimidated when women have options. I mean, case in point, I'm gonna give you one of my own personal experiences, right? Not really seeing, because I ain't having sex with neither one of these men, but I'm entertaining them. And one gentleman wanted to know how was my day, and I said, oh, I went out for drinks, da 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 da, and he just automatically assumed a man took me out for drinks. And I was just like, well, why would you just assume that? He goes, well, you didn't say your girlfriends or your cousin, because usually women, they'll say, oh, me and my cousin, or me and my girls. But because I just said I went out for drinks, he just was like, I guess he put his 2 and 2 together to say, oh, so it must have been a guy that you went out with. It was, but we ain't, none of us is having sex, so what's the difference? And so he just then goes, wow, so I guess I need to step my game up and get old boy out the way. Excuse me?
I mean,
so now
that's not intimidation.
No. So now, So basically what that said to me was, as long as I was only made available to him, he would just play with me long enough, right? But now there's another man that's, moving in on some of the time that could have been spent with him, because now I didn't answer his call when he called, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you take it seriously that I'm not only out here for your sport, that other men are interested. To me, yeah, that speaks volume about that. As far as with women, what a woman would do, oh, you taking other chicks out? I ain't playing with that. Like, I'm out. A lot of women don't do that. If a man is entertaining multiple women and a woman, I'm gonna give you another scenario.
Before you go to that scenario, I don't look at that in that particular situation as the man being intimidated. At that point, I believe he's becoming competitive. So if he thinks that this man is doing this over here for you, you know what? I want your attention, because the men do compete for women attention, right? This is something that goes on. If he's doing A and B for you, then I'm gonna do C and D to try to get your attention. So this is natural amongst men to be competitive for a woman that they want. So that's not intimidation.
So you agree that instincts for men and women differ, right?
Of course.
I agree too. And this is why I say that men chase, women don't. And this is why I guess y'all would assume that we're intimidated. It's not that, but it's like, okay, with all the men chasing me, right?
Mm-hmm.
With all the men chasing me, I go, you. And I pick you to give my attention to. Now, you going to act as if I ain't got 10 other niggas waiting for you to do something crazy to...
Yeah, but...
And now you entertaining other women? Well, then if you want to entertain other women, then don't entertain me.
But you don't have those same options when it's time to get a guy to marry you.
Oh, okay. So now it's about the marriage. But listen, as far as the marriage is concerned...
Let's hold on. Let's be honest here. If you have all these guys chasing you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, they chasing you to date you, right?
It depends. Every man ain't chasing for marriage. Some men are chasing for fun, sex.
I'm saying
companionship.
So, do you think
men chase for different reasons?
Exactly.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. You got the choice where you could say, I could choose you, or you, right?
Right.
You basically choosing who you want to have sex with. You're not choosing who him being committed to you. You're choosing him to lay down with you. Yeah, that's all you're choosing. And this goes back to my original statement that women choose because I'm gonna tell you this, because you don't have those same choices when it comes to marriage. picking a man to marry you. You're you're thinking. Women think that when a man is if a man never has sex with you and he's trying to date you, he want to have sex with you, and you're going to always have those options until you put something serious in the line to say, hey, look, let's say you have 10 choices and you say, look, I'm not having no sexual relations with you until we become serious. I don't care if it take a year, 2 years. Let's see how many of that 10 stay and want to play that game. And we talking about after the next day. And then let's try that 6 months from now and see how many of those men will stay there and want to commit to you without having sex with you. Once women got to understand, once you take sex off the table, most of the men is going to disappear unless he really want you.
So that means only the strong will survive.
No,
and obviously
that means that only whoever the man wants. It's not the strong survive don't have nothing to do with him fighting for you. It has everything to do with him really wanting to be committed to you. That's his option.
So and the example that you just gave, it just goes to show that as a woman, you still have to be so careful, because out those 10 men, you don't know which one is serious, which one just want to fuck buddy, which one, just maybe getting over a breakup and they rebound. I don't know. Like, there's different things that men hunt for, right? Mm-hmm. They could just want the woman because everybody want her. So they be like, you know what? I be seeing mad niggas be trying to get her, but I'm going to get her. And he ain't got no purpose for her. Do you understand what I'm saying? And now she allows him. And then now it was for nothing. Well, and so women definitely have to be, no, of course. Well, you think I'm going to just entertain 10 men because they think I'm pretty. And I ain't trying to sift through it as if I got to make sure I make the best decision.
Well, women got to be careful too, because once again, a man has options, right? So you will have the man, and I talk about this a lot, playing possum. You will have a man that you will tell him, look, I want to get to know you first. I don't want to have sex right away. And he will agree with you. He'd be like, yeah, we could do that. Why? Because
he fucking 5 other women. So he don't care.
Exactly. So before he go hang out with you, he'll go see the other woman, have sex with her, right, and be calm. And then you know what women think? Wow, I went on a date with this guy, right, and he wasn't even sexual towards me. He wasn't nothing. He was a complete gentleman.
A gentleman.
Women automatically associate a man who is not pursuant of sex as a gentleman. That could be a smokescreen. And I'm telling women that more 9 times out of 10, you're meeting a smokescreen, because once again, that man will wait 6 months. That man will wait a year, right? And then as soon as you have sex with him, what happens? He start acting different.
I mean, because you know what? It happened to me. Well, I didn't wait to have sex. I'm going to tell you something. I know this is your show. I'm about to out myself in public, and I know you got a huge following. But I was dating a guy, mm-hmm, and I assumed it was just me and him dating. Mm-hmm. We had sex on the first date. Mm-hmm. And 3 months down the line, now mind you, we having sex all the time. He ringing my phone. At the time, I was a train operator. He ringing my phone 10 o'clock at night. You coming through, you coming through, you coming through. All of this. 3 months down the line comes, and he tells me that he's seeing someone else. And I'm like, excuse me? What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I'm seeing someone else, and I'm trying to decide between you and her. And I'm like, but where did she come from? We've been seeing each other for months now. Like, this man really had me under the impression it was just me and him rocking. He was addicted to me sexually. Like, he wanted it all the time. And I'm, trying to be his girlfriend. So I'm compliant.
You was compliant. Hold on. Let me back this up a little bit. You said that you were trying to be his girlfriend.
Right. Because it wasn't official. Now let me tell you something. I'm not naive to dating somebody and being in a relationship with them. Because I understood at any moment this man could look at me and be like, Monique, it's not working out. But that's different than you seeing other women. Like
I need you to explain something. What do you mean trying to be his girlfriend? Do you think that, because you mentioned in sex, right? Sex. So you think that sex is enough to
no,
for a guy to,
no,
so what you mean that you was trying, what you was doing exactly besides having sex?
So well, I was doing like we were going out.
Cut it
right?
out. You was just you was just
you was
just having sex with him, and you thought that was enough to get over.
No. It wasn't just that.
Okay,
it wasn't just that. He ran a business. He's an entrepreneur, right?
Okay.
And so, of course, I'm being supportive in his business. I'm, helping him with things. We're spending a lot of time together, taking trips, whatever. And so to me, I felt like we didn't have the title of a couple, but we were doing couple things. Does that make sense? That makes a lot of sense. And so for me, because, I really wasn't claiming him as my man. He's just a man I'm seeing, right? But I'm seeing, and we also having sex. I'm a woman, and yeah, I like to have sex. So I'm not going to shame myself for having sex because we're grown people. And of course, if he would have said, Bo, we've been seeing each other for 4 or 5 months now, like, let's be an item. Let's be exclusive, right? With each other. So now, like, I wouldn't do a pop-up. I will always be invited. The difference, right?
This sounds like a regular, it sounds kind of platonic. Besides the sex, it sounds like a platonic relationship. Did you cook for him?
Yeah.
Did you do his laundry?
No.
Did you rub his feet?
Just his back.
Just his back? See, this is the thing. Women got to understand that if you're trying to be a man, if you're trying to get his attention to be in a committed relationship, you got to almost present committed things. You got to do things that he can't get from his homegirl, so to speak, right? Because a man could get sex from his homegirl too, right? So what is this woman doing different to get my attention and be like, wow, she's doing girlfriend type things? Being supportive.
First of all, anybody do girlfriend type things, right? Mm-hmm. Anybody, just like you said, his homegirl can cook for him. Yeah. His homegirl can rub his back. His homegirl can travel with him. I mean, that's just regular stuff. It's definitely more so than that. It's like a chemistry that you feel with the other person.
So why do you think he didn't choose
having
you?
Conversations, things that you trust about them.
Why do you think he didn't choose you?
Oh, well, we're going to get to that.
Okay,
right?
let me hear that.
So when I asked him about said woman, and he goes, well, me and her isn't having sex. I go, oh, so I'm the one that you have sex with while you wait and see how much you like her. And so I bowed out gracefully. He didn't like it, but that's his business. He thought I was being unreasonable. And I said, you're only acting like that because now there's no more sex available to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're taking me places, doing things with me. I'm around you with your business, your associates, and everybody else. Where did this woman even come from? Because I'm spending so much time with you that how is she spending time with you? Like, I didn't understand how he was able to divide it, but I guess he did, right? And so I said, listen, pursue her then, and I hope it works out for you. 9 months later, on his birthday, he calls me up. Oh, Monique, I'm kicking myself right now. I chose wrong. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
Let me ask you, right. do you really think that another woman existed?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, this man was spending, to me, a lot of time. How was you even entertaining somebody else? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. but this is what he told me. Like, who would just tell somebody that out the blue and that wasn't the case? But then, like I said, 9 months later on his birthday, he crying. Well, I'm sorry, sir, I can't help you anymore. Like,
he missed the sex.
It's something. I don't know.
He missed the sex. He don't miss the relationship because he would have made you his girlfriend.
Well, I mean, maybe he thought I was too easy for him or something like that, right? Because some men do misjudge the fact that if a girl has sex with me on the first date, oh my God, how loose is she?
No. That's how little boys think.
But I'm just saying,
grown men don't think that because
I don't know.
Because grown men, the way a grown man think is that if a woman do have sex with the man on the first date, that she don't care about stereotypes. She's doing something that she really wants to do, because a man recognized game from the beginning. A lot of women think that men is dumb. As soon as a man pick up on a game that a woman is going to make him wait for sex, that's when the games begin for the man. And the man will play into those games. He would exchange for those games. Look, we'll go out, we go do that. I'm gonna play possum, but when I get what I'm gonna step off. I personally think that if a woman want to see the true intentions of a guy, she need to have sex with him as soon as possible, because women will hold sex as ransom. She will hold because
I don't believe in that.
Women what hold sex as ransom. When a woman don't have nothing else to offer, nothing else going on for her, she will hold sex as ransom. And then when she feel like she have sex with a guy, she has nothing else to offer. That's what normally happens. And then she will wait those months. The guy will get what he going to get. And when he get what he going to get, then we start hearing, oh, you start acting funny after we had sex, or you don't call me as much, or you don't do this, or you don't do that. Why do you think that happened? Women are waste, because women automatically think that the time that the guy wait to have sex, that he likes her. That's a false equivalency. It don't even make no sense. Like, he waited 3 months and he must really like me. That's the most silliest thing that I ever heard. To know if he really likes you is like with your situation. You had sex with this guy the first day, right? Mm-hmm. He stuck around for 3 months. Right now, picture you didn't have sex with him the first day. You waited 3 months. You had sex with him, and then he started acting funny. Mm-hmm. Think about that.
Well, I really think that in those cases, in those scenarios, the women who think that they can use their box as a means of, that's the prize for you because you've been a good boy, you've waited, you were a gentleman, you want me, you dined me, you talked to me, you gave me your time. Like, I think that's just delusional, but that's just my personal opinion.
Do you agree that it exists?
Of course it exists. It exists. Because I know me as a woman, it's not just my sex that I have to offer a man. Mm-hmm. It's my entire femininity as a woman. Mm-hmm. And I can be non-sexual with a man and he will feel like he done made love to me. That's how I am when I'm with him.
I'm going to have to speak to one of your exes to confirm or deny that.
Trust me when I tell you. And I'm just saying, if women know how to pull from their other feminine energy, sex ain't even a thing, because he will feel so good on the inside that it's like killing him. He's trying to understand, what is she doing to me? I ain't even touched this woman yet.
Have you ever had sex with a guy on the first day and he didn't call you back?
No.
They always came back.
Always.
Now let me ask you this: have you ever had sex with a man, you made him wait, and you gave him the sex, and then he started acting funny afterwards?
The only person that I didn't even make him wait. That's a lie. Because the person I married, throw myself at him. Like, he wanted to wait. And that was odd to me.
Okay.
Right. Like, I was taken off guard by that. Because that's usually not the case.
Okay.
But after we started having sex, but this was after we got married. So now, like, we got married like a year later. So, of course, there was a lot of sex going on, right? Before the marriage. And our sex became weird later after the marriage.
Okay.
That's the only time for me sex became an issue in any relationship that I was in.
So you never had a situation where you made are you into making guys wait? I should have asked you that first.
No, I'm not.
All right. So there we go right there. Salute to you.
Right. Like, that's not my thing. I feel like this, and I even tell this when I have talks with women, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't use that as a tool to judge a man and everything, because sex is for me too. Period. I need to know, can you match me sexually before I even engage in like a deeper, it's important to me. And I can be speaking on my hormone level right now because I'm a woman in my 40s. And I think I'm at a higher sexual peak and level right now than I was when I was in my 20s.
Interesting.
Right. So for me, there's no more guilt, shame, waiting, nigga, let's go. But I gotta want it also.
You gotta what?
I gotta want it also. It's not gonna be, he gonna pull out his penis and I'm gonna just agree to it. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think people think of it as being like that. It's not like that. And it's not like that for a lot of women.
Got you.
Right.
But
right.
like I said, like what the show topic is, the option.
But that's why I feel like I got mad options. Like, are you kidding me?
No, women will always have the option.
Right. I have greater options
to control their sexual lives, but you don't have.
You're talking about getting married.
Yeah, but you don't have those options
for marriage.
No, you don't control that.
Because I'm very traditional in that sense.
Look,
I will never ask a man to marry me, right? I always believe.
But think about this. How many guys you dating right now? How many guys you dating right now? Two guys. You could call any one of them right now and say, I want to have sex. Let's do it.
I'm not having sex with either one of them, but I think I can, yeah.
No, that's even more better. You could call any one of them right now and say, I want to have sex. Come over right now. Let's do it if they're available. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you call them, those same guys, and say, I want to get married by next year or the end of this year? What you think about it? You think that we can move on that? Think you have that option? I
do.
You do?
They both want to marry me.
That's because they ain't have sex with you yet. You go tell a woman whatever she want to hear. Before
I didn't ask them. Huh? I never put that out there.
But a man would tell a woman whatever she wants to hear when it comes to him wanting to have sex with her. He'll talk marriage. I want to have the white picket fence. I want to have.
First of all, those questions were presented to me first. Have you ever thought about getting married again?
Because the man controls it.
But what I'm saying, what you're trying to say, listen to what you just asked me, what you just said, your statement, right? They're not telling me something that I want to hear. I didn't look at either one of these men and be like, oh, I'm looking for a husband. I want to be married again. Oh, I don't need all of that.
It's a miscalculation.
That's not necessary in my life because I've been married before. So been there, done that, can write the book on it. And it's not something it's not gonna be a part of my end of life thing that I have to get done. I checked it off my bucket list. It was done.
So you don't care about getting married again?
No, it's not necessary for me. Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. It is not necessary for me at all.
So you cool with having casual relationships until you die?
So let's talk about that. Okay?
Right.
Now, I believe man or woman should ever be alone. Period. Be it if you're married, if you're just dating, if you found somebody that you could spend the rest of your life with. And even though we fantasize about having that one person that we do all those things with, in reality, a lot of the times people are dying by themselves nowadays. That's reality, right? But even if I don't get married, a man don't ask to marry me, I honestly believe I will not die alone. That's just me, because I believe in courtship with men, right? And it will be grandiose if it ended in marriage and we can live out the rest of our days together with one person. It will be wonderful. But am I making that the be all to end all? At this point in my life, Jamel, I'm working my life based on beautiful experiences with men. If I'm not going to present myself to a man, spend time with him, and be stressed the fuck out, aggravating the shit out of me, we argue, I'm not doing it. If you cannot provide me that same peace that those men be looking for, then I'm gonna move on to the next man. And if we can establish something where we can either co-create an existence with each other that will end up beautiful, even if it don't end in a marriage. I'm already set up as a woman where I don't need to be left my man's estate in order for my kids to be good.
Do you want more kids?
That question was presented to me by both men also.
Do you?
I'm gonna put it to you exactly like this. I'm 44 years old. Clock is ticking.
No. That clock.
If
that clock done ticked already. Okay.
Listen, no, because I have a cousin who had her kids in her 40s.
She was lucky.
Well, she had no back to that, right?
She was lucky with that.
So, I said to both said men, the only way I will have children, I must be a married woman and in the home that we are living in. Period. So if you want a baby, you better act fast. And the requirement is I need to have a minimum of 2. Even though if that doesn't happen, if God only allows me to have 1 and we keep trying for the second it doesn't happen, it just don't happen. But I need to have a minimum of 2.
So what has to, since you're running against the clock, even though I think that, that buzzer already sounded, what has to happen first? The baby or
like I said, the marriage and the home we will be living in.
And what was their response to that?
Well, one said, well, I guess I gotta put my foot on the gas.
And what was his action after that?
He asked me, did I want to move to Connecticut?
Okay.
Right.
And what did the other one say?
The other one, he's still pondering.
Yeah, he just want to fuck.
Maybe.
Yeah, he just want to have sex.
Right, but I don't want the kids. He asked about them. Right. I didn't bring that up.
But that's because he didn't have sex yet. A man will bring up all types of stuff when he didn't have sex with you yet. He's fishing. He want to see where you're at with it. Sometime a man to ask you, he'll disguise, do you want to have kids, to see if he want to have unprotected sex or not. And if something happened, she don't want to have kids. So if I make a mistake and get her pregnant, she ain't gonna have it.
Oh no, see, I asked both men, do they have vasectomies? Because I am one of those women who, number one, I tell the men in a minute, don't trust me, trust you. Period. Mm-hmm. Because I'm a woman, and the only way I'm gonna get pregnant is if you plant the seed. Mm-hmm. Period. And if you are a man dealing with me, you're a man of a certain age. you should be smart enough to know if you do or if you don't want any more children.
How old is these men? They older than you?
Yes.
They have children?
Yep.
So they got all of these things going for themselves. What's their relationship with their kids, mothers?
Ironically, both of them have custody of their children. Isn't that crazy?
That's interesting.
Isn't that?
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's right. I found that to be like, okay. Very active, like, okay.
So you got to understand, look, the clock is ticking, right? You acting like
you said, the shot clock.
that shot clock expired already, right? You're 44, you're not 24.
Right.
Right? So, and then you're dealing with older men.
Right.
It's not like you got a younger man and, you got you dealing with men that's older and you're older. So you got to think about a whole bunch of things. What if I don't have a healthy baby?
Of course.
Right? You got to prepare for, there's a lot of things. I mean, not saying that only older people won't make healthy babies, because that could happen at any, with any age parents or whatever the case is. But the odds is against you, and you must move quick. So if you wanna look, the dude in Connecticut, he ready to make that move. He put his foot to the pedal. I think that you should entertain that.
Okay.
Well, what are you waiting for?
What do you mean? What am I waiting?
You gave him the conditions. You said, if you want to do X, Y, and Z, this has to happen. He stepped up. And what are you waiting for? Do you not really want to do this? Or do you want to, it's okay if you just want to have casual relationships until you die, or courtship, or just that special buddy to call on. But I think that if you want, you say you want 2 kids. You're talking.
That would be right. That for me, because I would feel like a child should never grow up by themselves. My kids are 19 and 25. They ain't fucking with no babies. And I would want these children to be able to grow up together. Because obviously when I turn 60, they gonna only be like 10 or 12 or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. That's why I told you your shot clock expired.
The fuck? Right. What am I doing with 10 years old? Right. So, they need each other. I could die at 70.
Yeah.
They're gonna need each other.
Yeah. And I think
I come from a really big family. I'm never by myself. I was never alone. Like,
when you turn 45?
Next February.
If you don't make this happen by next February, just go down to the ASPCA, go get you a couple of cats, and call it a day. It's over.
No, we ain't doing that. We not doing it. Okay, so again, back to the burning question about options and choices and being intimidated. So hence is why I feel like I will never be intimidated, because I have so many options, so many choices. Like, intimidated, I can just take you off the list and move somebody else up.
Which one of the guys you like most out of the 2 that you dating?
The one that says he wants to move to Connecticut.
All right. If he tells you, and be honest with you, because you ain't have sex with him yet. If he tell you that, look, I'm dating 3 other women, and I'm not sure where we stand at because I'm really feeling another one of the women, and you really like him, how would you feel after he tell you that? You just go cut him off?
Well, we're not having sex. So to me, that makes a difference.
So
right?
What you would do after that if he tell you that?
I guess still keep it casual like we've been doing. But the moment he wants to go that extra mile, I'm gonna be like, I'm probably not gonna feel, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably not gonna feel like I want to. But then again, true story. I dated a guy, I didn't care if he had another girlfriend or not.
Because you was being competitive.
I don't know if I was being competitive. But the way he treated me, I was like, damn, like, woo, you is the master of all things. So I didn't want to miss out on, how he gave it up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I wasn't gonna be him because whoever he had, that was his business. But when we linked, it was magic. So, like, I don't know if he got magic for me yet. You feel me? Right. But I don't know because the it hasn't presented itself, right? Mm-hmm. And then I would hate for him to say all these lovely things and then tell me that he's seeing other women. To me, don't tell me lovely things. Like,
why
don't
can't
tell me that's misleading.
Why can't he tell you lovely things? That's how he feels.
No. Because if that's how he feels, then he's not entertaining other women. Like, if you're really keeping it.
Why do you women think that?
Because to me, it's like it's different than giving compliments, right? If him just saying things like, "Oh wow, you're very beautiful." Okay, he could think another woman is very beautiful, right? That's fine. I love your personality. Right? He can tell another woman he loves her personality. That's fine. But I'm talking about things where this guy is on some, like, I can't wait for you to meet my moms and let's do it. Like, don't do all of that stuff. The more things that seem a little more permanent with one person. Because what you gonna do? Take all of these women to go meet your moms and take them on trips and, like,
I mean,
you wear yourself out.
A high value man taking a woman on a trip is nothing.
No.
That's nothing.
I think like the investment in a woman, like if that's the case, then you're justifying the fact that because he got money, he can afford to do all those things, and he makes money like, oh well, it's only $1,000. And money ain't an issue for me. I don't want a man like that, right? I want a man that knows he do make his investment in me by taking me to nice places and doing beautiful things. That shit ain't for every woman.
Men with money, I hate to break the news to you, but men with money have options.
Listen to what I'm saying. I said me. I don't want to feel like the man that I am that interested with, if he's that interested in me, can feel like he could just pay me off, if that's a better way of me explaining it, because he took me on beautiful trips, bought me nice stuff or whatever, and he's doing the same thing for every woman. So which woman is more valuable than the next? None.
But sometimes, let's talk about this now. Sometimes, depending on how much money a man got, women will make certain exceptions and allow other women, as long as she getting her piece.
Well, that's a situation that's agreed upon.
No.
Right.
Because if this guy was to say, I'm gonna pay your mortgage for the rest of this year. I'm gonna pay for you to go on trips, and I'm still dating other women. You're gonna turn that down?
Now, what do I got?
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Wait.
No, you're not.
Well, what is his requirements of me?
The same requirements that they are now. The same requirements that they are now.
Oh, well, then it's nothing. Sure, I'll pay the mortgage. Nigga.
And then you probably would still have sex with him, because I'm quite sure you had sex with guys and got less or nothing, right? So I'm quite sure that you will have sex with him. See, women, fellas, you got to pay attention. Women will make, they choices will vary, and what they accept will vary depending on how much a guy's spending, or what is he spending, or what is he doing.
Well, you know what? There is some truth to that, because ain't no sense in having a wet pussy in a dry pocket, and this nigga got all this money he could throw around.
Yeah, but see, now I'll be thinking that women make choices based on morals, right? No,
not all the time.
Money dictates a lot how a woman would react and what she will accept. That's the more money that you have, the more you do for the woman, the more she will accept. That's just how it works.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that for every woman.
Okay?
Not
No,
every,
for real. No, seriously. Like, it doesn't work like that for every woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of you men want needy ass women. A lot of you men want women who don't have friends and family. Because you know, all you gotta do is pay a car note or buy some crab legs or take her to Jamaica.
I gotta do a show on that. What's up with black women and crab legs? But that's a whole nother topic. I don't get how men get sex for feeding women crab. I keep a box of crab legs.
It's overrated.
I just don't get it.
But it's overrated. Anyway, but I'm just saying there are some women and a lot of men, y'all like to be Captain Save-A-Ho. And this is why you use your tool, which is money, to dictate the type of lifestyle you want to create for yourself. A free lifestyle where you can have as many women that you want because you know you can pay for it all. I had a guy like that.
What's wrong
who
with
really
that?
felt like
What's wrong with that?
all he had to do to make up for everything was pay a bill, throw some money at me, take me on a trip, and all will be well.
What's wrong with that?
For his behavior.
What is wrong
You
with that?
cannot correct your behavior by throwing money at it.
No, but you said that he feel that he can have as many women as he want because he had money. What's wrong with that?
Jamel, what's not wrong with it?
What's wrong?
Why do you feel the need? And so now basically you just like you said, women think that their pussy is their power. Men think automatically their money is their power.
I mean, not only men.
And this is why there's some cheap ass men out there who think that because a woman wants to go to a high class restaurant, oh, she want me to take her here, but she ain't fucking. Like stop. We all
only a broke man would think that way. A man who's fronting. A man.
But there's a lot of different types of men out here, and this is why women, we gotta decipher who are we rolling with in that capacity. Who?
Well,
because of course, in my younger years, I dealt with broke niggas, right? Because I didn't make a lot of money at that time, right? I was still struggling, brought Peter to pay Paul and things like that, hustling, working 2 jobs, working overtime and everything like that, just so I had the little bit that I had. And I didn't have high value men around me. So also depends on your surroundings, who you with your work, where you work, things like that. It really depends on the type of men that you give your energy to. And so of course, now I'm a woman of a higher value. I make 6 figures. I am not entertaining a man who don't. I'm just not doing it.
So what's the threshold for you? What's the least amount of money a man can make?
6 figures, 100 grand. That's the least amount of money a man can make to deal with me.
Go to that ASPCA, like I said, go get a couple of cats, and you're going to be all right. You're not being realistic.
What? You're bugging.
You're not being realistic.
And let me tell you, and ladies, they're out there and they want everything that you got. Trust me.
You're selling a pipe dream. You're not being realistic right now.
No, I'm not. And let me tell you, I'm definitely, when you put that post up about ladies, have your man ever seen you with no wig, no lashes, and no, what else you said? No wig, no lashes, and no makeup? How do you think my men find me?
How?
No wig, no lashes, and no makeup.
That's a plus.
Or make 6 figures or better. Period.
But now this, and you say all of them make 6 figures?
6 figures or better.
Okay.
Right.
But you're still not married.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter that I'm still not married.
What's the?
Because remember, marriage is my choice.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
We've been on this show for over an
marriage
hour.
Marriage is not. Listen, I didn't want.
Go ahead.
I didn't want to get married. And just because you're dating and seeing somebody and they can take you on a couple of good experiences, don't make the man marriage material either. Some of these high value men are more work than anything else. Because of your high value asses, y'all have all these other requirements.
I'm not high value. Leave me out of that.
Oh, really? You
I'm not
sure,
high
Chanel?
value. I'm not high
You sure?
value. Listen,
You sure?
the people on YouTube saying that you delusional.
Delusional about what?
They said that you delusional.
About what? Delusional.
They
I
just
need to know.
They just commented I'm just saying you are acting a little delusional right now. So when you
About what? Tell me what I'm being
I don't
delusional.
know. Maybe they'll comment again and say what it was, but I'm just telling you what they said.
Right, because like I said, I'm always open to either being corrected, taught something. Listen, I'm not that person who think that she's right about everything. So what am I being delusional about? The fact that I feel like I have options.
You have choices.
Everybody should feel that way.
You have options who you want to have sex with. Yes.
But not who I want to marry. Only because the man has to ask me.
The man
So because the man has to ask me, that's the only reason why it's not my option.
If Mr. Connecticut proposed to you, you will more than likely say yes. It's his option. It's not yours.
But I still gotta say yes. Like,
But
I
once
still
again,
gotta say yes.
you would not say no. You know you
But I
wouldn't.
still gotta say yes.
You gave him the pathway to success with you. You got to get married. If we want to have kids, we got to do
Right.
this. So you
Right.
wouldn't say no unless you a bullshit artist.
No.
You gave him the pathway already. You gave him
Right.
the blueprint to say this. So if he acts on that blueprint that you gave him,
Mm-hmm.
it was his option to marry you.
Okay. There are all right. So when you throw this word married, have you ever been married?
Never.
Okay.
Even though everyone thinks that they currently think I'm married right now, but I never been married. I never proposed. Not saying that I wouldn't, because I do want to get married one day.
Okay.
Mhm.
So being married is cute. It really is, until you really understand what marriage is about, right? It's easy. I can go get married tomorrow. That's not a problem. Going to get the license and all of that, having somebody ordain the ceremony, that's easy. But it's
Hold up.
The marriage,
Hold up.
stay married.
Forget about
Just
that.
because you get married don't mean you stay married.
No, we understand that. But once again,
Right.
we're not talking about that part of it. Because anything
Right,
could
but
break up a
just
relationship.
because like I said, because you asked me, because I said, well, Shemai, you know I was married before, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I didn't stay married for the reasons that had, that caused the marriage to not continue, but checked off my bucket list. So it's not a requirement for me anymore, unless, like I said, this man is asking for children.
But
Now we
but
all other things.
But like you said, the act of getting married is, if you find someone, you got to find someone to marry first to make it easy. You could go to City Hall, you could have a big reception, right? But would you be marrying the person who you really want?
Exactly.
And when women think that they have the option to do that, 9 times out of 10 they are marrying the person they don't really want. A lot of women get married.
Based on your statistics, right? Based on your statistics, I don't know if you look the statistic up.
Mhm.
How many people who are married wish that they weren't married, men or women?
Probably men. If I had to take a guess, I don't think.
So,
Mhm.
if that's the case, then it like, to me, it's like, so men got they pick this woman out of all the women that they could play with,
Mhm.
get married, but then regret it. What's the point?
Well, I'm gonna
So
tell.
obviously they didn't pick smart enough, right?
No, I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's the pressure, and it's the pressure of being married itself, right? The whole monogamy thing. That's not that.
But
that
men don't want monogamy.
exactly, but they will buy into it for marriage sake.
Oh, so they're pressured into finding a wife.
No, they think they delusion to think that they won't have to fight that temptation. Not saying that every man is not monogamous, not saying that, but the pressure of marriage within itself. If you have to have an honest survey of men and ask the men with no strings attached, no repercussions. If you was allowed, your wife allowed you to go have sex with another woman, how many men you think will go act on that? If they knew that they won't get divorced, they won't be thrown in their face, it would be like nothing ever happened. Oh, yeah, I'm going to my other girlfriend's house to go have sex. With no repercussions, you think that a man would not act on that? And if they say no, if they say no, they lying.
No, of course. I mean, because the up and coming new thing with the sister wives and all of that stuff. And listen, if that's what you do, then that's just what you do.
Would you be a sister wife?
I thought about it.
You different anyway. You different. You don't think like how these other fronting women be thinking. You not afraid to be judged. You do whatever Bonique go do, she go do, and that's that. So
it is what it is.
Yeah. You're different.
It is what it is. But I thought about it because I come from a large family, right? And at one time in my life, my mom, my dad, and my father's first wife, we go live together. So as a kid growing up, you don't think nothing of it. We all family. That's just how I saw it as a child, But then of course, when you grow up and you're an adult, you think back about how y'all lived. You're like, oh wait, like daddy, what was going on? You know what I'm saying? But in talking to my mother was like, girl, there was no jealousy. Like, she needed a place to stay, and she was the mother of his first 12 children. Like, my mother gets it about family. You understand what I'm saying? Not that they were all sleeping together or anything like that, but I like how my mother handled it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She wasn't allowing his children's mother to be on the street or whatever was going on with her situation at the time, and allowed her to live with us. But my father was a truck driver, so he was on the road, and it was just, them in the house together. They cook, clean, whatever. She used to give us baths and everything, and it was whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I'm also like not a jealous woman in that capacity.
Really?
If my man ain't like complimenting other women, then you complimenting other niggas? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Would you allow another woman in the bedroom in your relationship?
Not in my relationship. Mm-mm. Now, if we ain't got no relationship, that might be different, but not in my relationship.
So if you're not in a relationship, would you be the extra woman in the bedroom?
No.
Wouldn't do that?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. To me, that ruins relationships. To me. Now, if there's no relationship, they just sex buddies, whatever, y'all do what y'all do. Nobody's got feelings, nobody, jealous, nobody, because it takes away. You don't have to deal with all of that extra stuff. But if you're in a relationship, some people think it makes a relationship stronger. I don't know, because I've never done it. Don't even want to entertain it in a relationship. That's just me, though.
That's crazy. Look, I just got a text just now, right? Just go
because.
No, listen. I just got a text just now, right?
Okay.
I probably got to do a show on sex in the workplace. A TSS got caught giving the superintendent head in his office. You heard about that?
Yeah, I heard about that today, actually.
I'm late to the party. I'm being late to the party, but I mean, that's wild.
Yeah, sex on the job is crazy.
That's wild, but But
that's
look,
great. I don't have it.
But look, I had a great time talking with you tonight.
Me too.
Good conversation.
Good.
I definitely want to bring you up here again.
Okay.
To talk about whatever the next interesting topic, and probably have a a whole bunch of other people. I don't be planning these things right. Like I just be waking up and say this, that. I don't be promoting it right. It's kind of hard being a new platform and everybody look at me as the union guy. Like I can't talk about relationships, but I always talk about relationships off of the labor stuff. But what I plan on doing is I want to do a dating game live on this platform where you don't
That's gonna be too many TA people. What?
Nah, because a lot of my audience is regular people too. But I want to make it interesting to where you don't see the person like you. I have 5 men, 5 women. Nobody pictures will be on the screen. You would just be asking people questions and getting their interest off of the questions, and then we will reveal what everyone look like once they pick and choose who they like.
Interesting.
You know, and then see where it builds from there, because you know, even though men is visual creatures, women is visual creatures, but we don't do enough to pay attention on to try to get to know that one person, whether it's for 5 minutes. You know, the case is let's get interested in the conversation, and then let the looks be the icing on the cake.
Well, let's hope everybody looking good.
I hear you. But it was good conversating with you.
You too.
I'll hit you up and we'll speak later.
All right. Peace.
All right. Oh Lord. All right, yeah. So that was Bonique. Bonique is the best. Always open and honest. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's program. Make sure to share it out. You could donate to the platform. The platform is Cash App, Progressive Action T100. Let me put that on the screen. Put it on the screen. This is the Cash App if you want to donate to the platform. And we will be discussing more topics, so make sure you tune in. I'll catch you guys later.